Hi, everyone. My name's Claire with Executive Career Coaching. I am here to talk about you and your job, and if you're enjoying it, if you're miserable. We spend a lot of time at work. It's really important to be happy with some element of what we're doing. Um, if you would like to book a consult with me, you'll find the details to my calendar in the description box, and I'll put any other information there that you need. So, what I wanted to share today was information about how to know what to do next, especially if you're feeling like you're earning really good money but you're really unhappy and feeling stuck. Like, how do you get unstuck? And so I wanted to offer a very gentle approach to this. Um, the first question to ask yourself is, am I burnt out? If you're burnt out, then you're just going to need to rest. So you might need to take a couple of days. A long weekend's coming up. You may just need to lay on the couch for 3 days and rest. And as we rest, things become clearer. We get insights. Um, a friend recently shared that the way that she decides what she wants to do is to lay on the couch and get really bored and see what comes up, like what she's interested in. Another creative friend here in LA said the same thing in a matter of 2 days. He said, I've stopped watching TV, I read, and sometimes I just stare into space for a really long time and get really bored because insights come. So it's almost like opening up space, allowing there to be an opportunity for insight. Because if we keep going and going and never pause, it's like walking around with a full bucket of water. You can't put anything else in the bucket. You need to empty the bucket. And so that's where I want to start. If you feel that you're pretty relaxed, rested, then the next thing I would suggest was just to creatively make a spider web list. So, like in the middle, things I'd like to try, or that would be fun. And then just start writing any ideas. And it doesn't matter how crazy you think these ideas are. If it's something that you've contemplated, like maybe you're in college and all of your classmates became surgeons, and you're like, I was good at cutting, I could have been a surgeon. Go explore that. Start asking people about it. Look into colleges. Um, Start interviewing colleges. Find out what the MCAT looks like. Order the $15 book off Amazon, you know? The idea is you don't want to have any regrets at the end of your life. And sometimes when we're looking for the correct life path, it's important to honor all the parts of us that ever had a dream or an inkling of a dream or a possibility of what we could be. And you might try 20 or 30 things before you find the thing. And you may be thinking, I have a problem with sticking to things. Maybe, but also maybe they weren't the right thing, because we're naturally drawn to things that inspire us, that uplift us, that make us feel seen and heard and valued. And so I encourage you to start there. If that feels too abstract, another starting point might be, how do I want to feel around my coworkers? What how do I want to feel waking up in the morning, getting ready for work? How do I want to feel at the end of the day? Okay, so the feelings. And then a fourth place to start would be to sit down, get a sheet of paper, cut it in half, and on one side, write down all the times in your life where you felt the most joy. Doesn't have to be at work. Because you're understanding who you are at a core level, which is going to be very different to every other person on the planet. You're unique, you're an individual, and there's no right and wrong. There's no right and wrong path. There's just your unique path, and it takes time to find. You're not behind, even if you're 50 or 60 or 70. You're exactly where you need to be. All of your life experience up to this point has guided you to an understanding of your likes and dislikes. And that's very valuable information. So you have your list of what I love. And maybe it's I love to stand up in front of a room. I love to be charismatic. I love to, oh, the leaf blowers going by. So maybe you're really charismatic and working at home by yourself is making you really depressed. That means it's not for you. Maybe 1 or 2 days a week is great, but maybe you just love to be around people. So what else? Maybe you love getting really into the fine details and immersed in a project, or advising, guiding, leading. Maybe you love nobody to ever talk to you for like a week and to be completely like in your own world, and you just love that solitude. So think about what in your life has made you the happiest, and even include hobbies. Even include hobbies like maybe you love kayaking or dancing or art or hiking and climbing or painting. So just the idea is to tap into yourself, your joy, and what we're really unearthing and gently raising to the surface, like gold with we have to dig it out and then like brush it off, is your gifts. And how do you share your gifts with the world? Because once you understand what they are and how you just being you is a gift, then you're going to be able to find out where to place yourself so that your gift can reach as many people and be received. So if you love reading a room, if you love being the teacher, you're not going to do well working in an office cubicle by yourself, never speaking to anyone. And you're not going to do well sitting behind a microscope all day. Wow, that leaf blower again. So sometimes there's like a lot of distractions. Sometimes I wonder if I should close that door. Sometimes there's a lot of distractions. I'm going to shut that door. Just a second. I'll be back. Okay. Oh, right. So I suppose what I'm trying to say is it's okay to like go lightly, let yourself uncover elements of yourself. And then on the other side, what I don't love. I wouldn't put what I hate. I would put what I don't love. What I love and what I don't love. And then what you don't love, all the times where you're like, this isn't for me. I'm a people person. I don't like to be sitting behind microscope, not allowed to talk, right? Or I love my own company and I don't want to be disturbed for like a month. Okay. So you're going to start to see a pattern and let it just be open and free. No pressure, no, you don't know the outcome. So you're just going to gently move through this. And then you're going to start to think about, consider, make a list of jobs that allow you to meet as many things on your joy list, on your what I love list as possible, because the idea is to bring together your gifts with earning a living. Don't get too caught up on how much money you're going to earn. I mean, of course, it's important we have enough to cover our expenses, but don't put too much pressure on yourself to do all of this at once, right? It's a process. The first process is, what do I enjoy? Because we all know hairdressers that make minimum wage and hairdressers that are styling models in Milan for Fashion Week, right? There's a huge difference in pay. So be a little bit open-minded and optimistic that whatever it is that lights you up will eventually pay you well. Okay, so it's just this process. So I would encourage you to try this. Give yourself time. Let it be quiet. And don't rush. If you're like, I don't want to do this right now, then just do it later, you know? And then I would challenge you to do one more thing. And that is, do one thing today that brings you joy. And this could be challenging if you've been living in survival mode. No matter where you're at, how stressed, what your situation, do one thing today that brings you joy. It could be reading a chapter of a book. It could be watching a movie. It could be taking a bath. It could be revisiting something from your childhood, something you used to love to do, like playing frisbee or taking a walk in the park or playing with your dog, you know? Okay, please comment below. Let me know if you tried any of these exercises, what you discovered about yourself, if it helped, even if you discovered something that you really don't like, because that's great news. That shows you what you don't want, which is equally important. as what you do want. Um, and if you got all the way to the end of this video, put a flower emoji so I know. Okay, until next time. Bye bye.